Today I'm taking a look at the Corsair M65 RGB Ultra. So to put this in perspective, this is the old Corsair M65. This is a mouse that I've come to love. I absolutely love this mouse. The only problem that I have with it is that I've gone through a couple of these because I always have problems with the keys double clicking. Now this one works. It's actually been working for a while, but the reason it's working is because I haven't really used it that much. I've actually been trying other mice that have optical switches. Now any mouse that has this old style of click, they all develop that double click problem for me. But since I've been using the optical switches, I have not had that problem. So this mouse has everything I want. It has a very nice sensor, it has a perfect shape for my hand, but this one has all of that plus the optical switch. So I'm finally going to be upgrading from the old M65 to the new M65. One thing that's a little interesting is that the Ultra actually has a slightly thicker cord than the old M65. Still braided, still a very nice feeling cord. Different people have different opinions on whether or not braided is good. I personally really like braided cables. And the reason this one is good is because even though it's thick, it is very flexible, which means it's not going to be really getting in the way. I personally only want to use wired mice because I don't want to have to worry about replacing batteries or keeping the thing charged. And plus it's just a little bit more reassuring that I actually have a physical wired connection, making sure that all the actions I perform actually go through. Now it does have a sniper button. I never really use it. It's kind of neat having it on there, but it's not really something that you need. It's got the forward and back. Nothing special there. And I think the biggest thing for me, I have fairly big hands. I don't have to pull my thumb way back here when in a comfortable position, which is something I find I have to do with a lot of mice. This one, it is a very comfortable reach to get to those forward and back buttons. And I use these things all the time. We got our DPI settings here on the top. This does work with the IQ software, so you can set that however you want to, as well as the colors are going to represent it. Very nice feeling mouse wheel. And you can see that tread on there. Like this is without a doubt the best mouse wheel that there is. Make some that are pretty cool. They got little features like you can click it off and then you can do an infinite scroll. I've used mice that have those and it's just not a feature that I really use. But very nice feeling switches on here. But yeah, this thing has all the features that I want. It's the legit M65, so I know it's got that really nice sensor in the bottom. It has the weights. I usually like a heavier mouse just because it feels better. But if you want something that's lighter so that you can easily flick, then you can use that too. But yeah, great shape, great sensor, and now with the optical switches, I am very excited to be going back to the Corsair. Really, they actually put a texture there so you can easily grab that and pull it. Looks like they actually put a dot of thread locker on there, so you don't have to worry about this thing backing out. Yeah, that thing has a great weight to it. Okay, so we are lit up. This is one of the cool things about this mouse. It's got that little light on the bottom that actually lights up the mouse pad behind it. That's one of the things I really missed about this mouse. We can see, change the DPI and it changes the color. And by default, it has this kind of rainbow LED thing going on. Super smooth. Yeah, I miss the heck out of this thing. I am so glad that they're finally putting the optical switches in this. Very responsive. No big surprise there. To my understanding, that's the same optical sensor on the bottom, so there's no change there. Basically, the mouse is exactly the same except for the optical switches. And on this one, the shell is not completely connected to those buttons. So you can see that little line right there. So this button is an independent thing from the rear. Now some people might not like that because you are going to feel transition if you drag from the bottom to the top. I'm never going to do that. My fingers stay up here. But in my opinion, this is better anyway just because I don't want to have anything that I do back here have anything to do with what I do up here. So yeah, that is a beautiful mouse. I am going to take this thing and put that right into my main computer because this is becoming my main mouse. This is an awesome mouse.